Today, we're going to discuss Lake Simcoe and some mysteries that surround it. This is the legend of Igopogo, not to be confused with Ogopogo, who is from BC. They noticed a trail in the mud and described it as wide, a flattened path leading into the water.
Do you think that maybe there's like caves and stuff, and that's where these creatures could maybe hang out?
It startled him, and as the large sea lion looking creature stared at him for several seconds, 2 long antennae, 4 octopus-like arms, ufologists actually refer to this area as the golden horseshoe of activity. There were so many reports that came into local authorities. The Barrie police just flat out refused to take any. It was a physical presence right there with him on the highway. That's a daily average of 5 sightings across Canada.
If they never moved formation, I wonder if it was one thing though and just had
Maybe.
multiple lights.
Oh, there's, theories that they're using the water for refueling or to potentially mask underwater bases. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coast Files, your podcast for ocean mysteries and true crime. I'm Chantel.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm Megan, and I have some things to say. They're all good things.
Yes.
So the first thing is that if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe to Coast Files. We really appreciate
That's
it. But not only do we really appreciate it, it is helping the podcast grow, and it's leading to changes, good changes.
Very good.
So go to Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen. 5 stars, please and thank you, or vote with your heart. I don't want to tell you what to do.
And follow us on
Instagram, everywhere,
TikTok.
Not that
wherever.
we're cult, but like
Yeah.
if we were cult, you'd want to follow us.
Right. We're getting there. Just kidding.
We're almost at cult status. And then the last thing, and one more thing, if you haven't already seen, we have an Etsy code on a Fox Crafts on Etsy. So Alexandra is an amazing listener, and she has a code for us if you want to go to her shop and check it out. She does a lot of jewelry, and she has some t-shirts and very likely more things coming. The code is Coast Files 20. That's Coast Files 20 at a Fox Crafts. And finally, big news. We have ads now.
Yes. Which I know people don't love, but it's good for us for
yeah.
growing.
It's really good for us. Like, not to be like weird about it, but when Wine and Crime got ads, I was stoked because that just meant that they were growing. And listen, we're probably going to make next to no money. It's not about that. It's about the stepping stone.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're getting more legitimate, which I think is really freaking cool.
It's
happening.
We apologize for the ads, but thank you for
getting us to
dealing
this
with
point.
them. Yeah, and helping us get to ads.
And, if you listen to them and they're not good, let us know. So
Yes.
so far they've been pretty on brand with us.
Yeah,
so.
or neutral. Like I think, one was for like Boost Mobile, which whatever.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
We use
whatever.
cell phones.
We use phones like the rest of you. So, So
Cool
thanks
stuff.
for supporting us to get to this point.
Oh, wait. And I want to shout out Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
We were going through like what places have the most listeners, and Lincoln, Nebraska. You
What a
guys are
wild
coming in
card.
strong.
By the
Is
way,
it
not
because
near
you-
any water. For people that don't know a map,
right.
not near.
Is that why you
not
listen?
near a body? There is like one tiny little lake that I saw. Like,
Are we your water content?
Yeah,
Lincoln?
We're honored.
I don't understand it. It boggles my mind.
Honored.
I love it.
Let us know we can come visit because
Yeah.
we are ready. Also, if you recall from last week, we're also going to be going to Wisconsin for the annual Ghost Ship Festival,
Yeah,
which will happen.
Gonna happen. I
Fingers
can feel
crossed.
It.
We don't know when.
February
It's not even
2027. We're assuming.
We're
Yes,
assuming.
we'll wait till it's announced, I guess, to make official plans. But
So
it's
say it
gotta
with me.
happen.
Girls trip.
Girls trip.
Girls trip.
So anyway, I think that is most of the news.
Yeah.
Love you guys. This
Lindsay
is-
had
oh, wait.
something.
Sorry, just kidding. There's
No,
more.
I mean it's not news. I found something fun, and I was gonna wait till I see you guys, but it expires soon,
Oh,
so I'm gonna eat it now and show
Wait,
you guys.
Oh.
what the hell
But
are
I found
you
these
talking about?
gummies,
Shackalicious.
are you kidding me?
and
That is
there's, like,
amazing.
so for everyone listening, these are Shack gummies that I found, and then if you are a listener, you know that Shack is a major inside
He's
joke
a
with
unit of
us.
measurement
He's a unit
here.
of measurement for us in the podcast. Any ship must be measured in shacks. So now I have 3 shacks, which is funny because, I mean, orange isn't really our color, but if this was purple,
Hey,
imagine.
I'm wearing
the whole
orange right
package is
now.
purple.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so
There's
Perfect.
3 little
it
shacks
matches
on
today.
the front.
Actually, Chantel, you match that packaging almost
I
perfectly
do.
right
I
now.
have like my Easter colored shirt on right now.
So I'll get
Wow.
more for when we see each other, I'm sure. But
Yes, like the time you got me Joyride.
I'm opening this right now. I just
Okay, dig in.
gummies don't expire per se, but they do get hard after a while. So
Yes, that's true.
Which defeats the point of being a gummy.
I
Mhm.
told the girls this the other day because I found out through a coworker that she went to this like concert thing, EDM concert thing in Vegas, and Shaq is a DJ now. So
How did I not know that?
he was the opener for it. Crazy. Anyways, that's we need to get sponsored by him so we can
Whoa.
use his. Oh wow,
Okay, actually, those gummies are massive.
they're almost
really big.
Shaq sized.
I know. I mean, they have to be. This is like a 1 bite for Shaq.
How
Yeah.
do they taste? I need to know.
They're good. So this one I had orange, and
One
I
of my
have
favorite candy flavors.
berry punch.
Also good.
Excellent.
Has to
To
be
be fair, I
raspberry.
like most candy. So
Yeah.
Yes.
and this one is. Oh wait,
Was that berry punch?
I think this was peach, and this is berry. Blue is berry punch.
I like
Oh.
peach.
So I'm used to blue being
That
blue
makes sense.
raspberry, but
Yes,
yeah,
that's
peach,
like- that's the
berry
only
punch,
flavor.
and orange. So
Oh,
I
like
assume
it.
the orange was the orange. That makes
yeah.
sense.
Well,
if I had
one
to take
would
a
assume
wild
that, right?
guess.
But they are
Oh,
good.
yeah.
So thank you, Shaq, for making these and for being
With your bare hands.
yeah. If you
And delivering them
wanna
to my door.
see them, I guess you can go to www.shack-licious.com. Shackalicious.com.
Well, I'm
So-
looking that up
Sponsor
later.
us.
Yeah.
Sponsor
yeah,
Shackalicious.
yeah. If Shaq wants to candies want
We-
to sponsor us,
We need to get some Shaq things going. I want to have his music in all of our episodes.
wait. We have to pay for that though.
Well,
yes, that's what I mean. I want him to sponsor us.
I will send a very nice DM
Thank you.
to
Yeah, he doesn't have to do
Mr.
anything.
O'Neill.
I think he would
Mhm.
support entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I
I
would
mean,
think
he
so.
himself is one.
Exactly.
Like,
So I think he
doesn't
would.
he also own pizza restaurants or a pizza chain? Or...
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and he has
Should we
like
get
yeah.
What? Like into the episode? So sorry.
Oh,
Okay,
okay,
we're
okay.
at 21 minutes almost. Let's go.
we did a lot of talking before we actually started.
It's not my fault that I miss you. You know,
I know.
that's how I
No.
feel.
It's almost like
We
we're
had a
friends or
lot of
something.
announcements, a lot of big
Mhm.
things.
A lot of announces.
Well, today we're going to discuss Lake Simcoe and some mysteries that surround it. So there is a photo there for people that aren't in Ontario. Lake Simcoe is located, it's still considered southern Ontario, but it's
north.
But it's north of here,
Yeah.
of like Toronto. So we would call it north, but it's actually southern. But anyways, it's near Barrie. And it's the 4th largest lake in the province. And that's wholly in the province. So
Whoa.
like you don't include the Great Lakes because the Great
Oh,
Lakes
okay.
aren't wholly in the province.
their
They're in
own
their league of
thing.
their own.
They're-
for
They're
sure.
half
Yes.
in the
Oh,
province, technically.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a great movie. So the lake itself has actually gone through many names, and I'm gonna butcher some of these names, and I apologize, but
Let
I
me guess.
cannot
There's some
find
awesome
out how to
indigenous
say
names.
them.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can you
there
offend a
is.
lake though? I don't know.
No, but I can probably offend a whole group of people. But I'm gonna try my
okay.
best.
She's trying her
intent
best.
is there. You're trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So you really can't be
Um,
offensive. So just do your best.
Okay, so when Europeans first came over, it was Ointernock, which means beautiful water.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in the native Wendat or Owendat, which is Huron people.
Okay.
And it was also known as Lake Taranto, so an A instead of an O, until John Graves Simcoe, who was the first lieutenant governor of Upper Canada, decided to rename it to Lake Simcoe in memory of his father, Captain John Simcoe. But it is also known in Anishinaabemowan, which is the historical language of the First Nations. It was called, now guys, this one, Zuhuniagnuk Zagaigan. I'm going to put that on the screen, and it means
Okay.
Silver Lake.
Okay, so I gotta be honest. The first indigenous
Yeah.
word, easier to
Yeah.
get behind.
Yeah.
This has a dash and a little, what do you
Dewy
call
on
it?
a.
Yeah, and yeah, it looks really fun. It means Silver Lake, but yes,
Okay.
it's had
Okay.
many names. Now it's
Beautiful
Lake
I
Lake
actually like the name
Simcoe.
Silver Lake. That would have been a cool
I
name.
know, yeah.
So.
The lake borders 3 major areas. It covers Simcoe County, Durham region, and York region. But the area that we are going to first be talking about is Kempenfelt Bay, which is right on Barrie. And I know that my map has a little thingy on
Kempenfelt
it. I couldn't
Bay.
figure out how to get that off of there because I found it's a secondhand store that's supposed to be really good, and I like tagged it on my map and I couldn't get it to go away.
Okay.
When
I was like, you
trying
just
to
really
take a
want to go to
screenshot of the map.
Barrie.
See,
Yeah.
now I'm curious about the secondhand store.
Yeah.
I know. Let's go there one day.
So this is first the legend of Igopogo, not to be confused with Ogopogo, who is from
Yeah.
BC.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna
I was
say,
gonna say
is this
Acapulco.
that one?
Which is I think is in Mexico. So I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, there you go. So Igopogo is a creature that is said to dwell in Lake Simcoe. And its name, while sounding indigenous, actually isn't and came from a popular comic strip slogan, I go Pogo. And this was a comic by Walt Kelly called Pogo that was about swamp monsters discussing politics in the 50s.
Hey, you
that
gotta
took
have
such a
hobbies,
left turn.
okay?
It's also had other nicknames like Beaverton Bessie, which I find hilarious and might be my favorite.
That's
and then
cute.
Kempenfelt Kelly after the Bay and Barrie.
I love the way you say
Mhm.
Kempenfelt.
I
Hmm.
think
like-
because I was having a really hard time like saying that word, so I've been really like Kempenfelt.
Right. You make it like almost like a song type.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
in
a,
your
it's
head.
a
like
little
how you
sing-songy.
memorize.
Papahana muku akea. Yeah,
Exactly.
You have to.
Yeah.
There'll be a new YouTube video of me just singing Kempenfelt.
Yes.
Um,
You should do a whole
Kempenfelt.
series.
Kempenfelt. So the first sighting was in 1823 by early
Damn.
settlers to the area, brothers James and David Sewells. Most accounts, like Wikipedia, where I got a lot of my information from today, only credit David for some reason, but both brothers were present and they were shooketh, to say the least.
No, the other brother was asleep. And
Like-
it's like, you missed the whole thing.
Well, he's glad you mentioned him today.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
The Sewells brothers, because they're alive, were washing sheep near the mouth of Holland River, where that actually feeds into Lake Simcoe Bay. Just
Washing
right there.
sheep?
Yeah, they were washing their sheep.
Okay.
And they noticed a trail in the mud and described it as wide, a flattened path leading into the water. The look of it suggested that something heavy and broad-bodied must have caused it. But it was large and they just didn't understand like what could have done this. David described David described that there was
Little
a
Lindsay.
creature moving like a streak in the wake of the water at great speed. When they described what the creature looked like, they were genuinely unnerved, and they described it as having huge fin-like appendages and being very large and ugly looking. The
Hey,
Sewells
like,
brother,
rude.
hey,
Cool it.
Igopogo's like, what the fuck? What did I ever do to you?
Right.
I'm
How'd you
just
tell?
fucking
I'm in the
swimming.
water. Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
The Sewells brothers were well respected, and their word was taken very seriously by people around. David was a veteran of the War of 1812 and was a very experienced woodsman. And both brothers were considered rugged types who knew local wildlife well, so they were not ones to be easily fooled or spooked by things that they've seen. The brothers and
Okay.
other townsfolk alike began to blame the creature on mysterious deaths and disappearances of sheep that were grazing near the water.
Hmm.
So the second account is a famous account of the creature in 1952 by Wellington Charles. Charles was the chief of Georgina Island First Nations and a well-respected guide. This was a man who was respected and he was respectful of the area and spent his life on the water. And he and 3 other people witnessed it that day while on Georgina Island, which is the largest island on Lake Simcoe. You can see it kind of there on
Yeah.
the map. Yeah.
I was assuming, but
Yeah.
And all the witnesses that saw it that day were experienced fishermen. So he coined the comparison of it to a boxer dog and noted that the skin was charcoal gray with a leathery texture. And he also described it as having a perfectly cylindrical neck like a pipe, which other witnesses have also described then and in the past and in the future. Charles noted that the creature didn't seem aggressive, but rather inquisitive. He moved vertically in the water, bobbing his head up and down, and Charles states that the creature didn't just swim by, it surfaced and stared directly at them. After this encounter, it became local lore that the creature may be from a relic population of pinnipeds. And if you remember, I've talked about pinnipeds before. They are sea lions, seal types. And
Okay.
Yes.
so they
Totally.
think that they're representing a remnant or formerly widespread diverse population that probably has shrunk or gone extinct.
In a lake, that's very odd.
Megan.
Well,
Yeah.
Do you remember when Chantel totally lied to us a few weeks ago for April
It's
Fools?
giving me flashbacks.
This is. Are you getting the same flashbacks as I
I
am?
promise this is just a cryptid. I'm not lying to you guys.
this
Okay,
time.
just checking.
This time. Yeah. And
Still
yes, there are
building
seals
back
in
the
lakes.
trust.
Remember the
Yeah.
Russian lake with the seals that are only found there, and they're the
Mhm.
ones that are like they're not found anywhere else.
Yes,
And
that was
it's
actually
kinda
really
weird.
cool.
I guess that was also
Like
true.
Karashay,
Yeah.
right? Is that
Yeah.
the one? Yeah.
No,
God.
is that the
and
deepest lake?
Baikal.
Baikal,
Yeah.
Lake Baikal.
Baikal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think about that lake all
Sorry.
the time.
Karashay's the
you should
dangerous
listen to
one.
listen to both of those episodes.
Yeah.
I think they're both really cool.
They're both very different and both very good.
So interesting to note though that unlike most underwater cryptids, this one actually is continually described as very mammalian in looking, and it's almost canine, not serpent or snake-like like most people tend to
I'm
describe.
having a hard time.
underwater.
I mean, I guess that's why I can see the seal comparison because they are
Mhm.
water dogs,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
They-
later in 1952, a man named David Liu reported to the Globe and Mail that a massive gray glistening body cleared the water like a breaching whale, and it caused a splash that resulted in a wake large enough to rock his boat significantly. The detail ruled out the possibility of it being a sturgeon, which apparently are,
Big fish.
in this
Mhm.
lake.
Massive.
Huge.
Um,
Yeah.
Which is usually what skeptics go to. They start to say it's a sturgeon. So that
And they are not that cute, to be fair. So like, the
no,
whole...
they're not. So
Sorry,
that whole
sturgeons.
calling them ugly,
Ugly,
thing,
yeah.
yeah.
That part makes sense.
Yeah.
So I just popped in this next photo so you could have it. It was from 1976 and was taken by the Barrie Examiner. Obviously, that must be something fake that they put in the water for it, but it was so that they could talk about this in the Barrie Examiner paper.
What are those birds on top of it?
I don't know. It almost looks like
It looks
two
like
logs.
serpent. It looks like like a big snake.
Yeah.
like
through the
like from
water.
like a medieval pictures of like a sea monster.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So this third well-known occurrence was a sonar reading that was caught by William Skypets in 1983 while he was operating for Lefroy's government dock. Something of
Okay, so
note-
all those words sound fake, by the way, that you just said. You mentioned sonar again?
Guys, this isn't a fake thing. Something of note here is that Lake Simcoe averages a depth of 45 feet or 6.34 shacks. But
Thank
in
you.
Kempenfelt Bay, where this happened, it reaches 136 feet or 19.15 shacks.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah.
That
So
is.
I've actually been on the lake, and we went on with one of Adim's friends who lives around there. And
Mm-hmm.
the area that we were at, it was really deep. I remember we jumped in, and it was like you look down, and it's just like dark. Like it's just black below you. But so
It's creepy.
it is a little creepy, but it's super nice to
Do
swim
you think that maybe there's like caves and stuff, and that's where these creatures could maybe hang out? Because like otherwise, like
good
wouldn't you see
point.
them more often?
Yeah, and especially if it's like a very small population in a lake that's fairly big, you know. So Scripets wasn't an amateur either, and he was using the high end for the time equipment during this, and he caught a large mass that appeared to have a long tapering neck and a bulbous body. Skeptics say that it was just a school of fish, but Skypets argued that with the sonar return, it was all solid. There was no bits. You couldn't see any like
Interesting.
water or lake bed in between.
Yeah, school of fish. I think you'd be able to tell that it wasn't a
yeah,
solid
like
object.
you see like little pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So the fourth sighting worth mentioning was in 1991 and actually contains lost footage. So during a hydroplane race on the south end of the lake in 1991, a racer became stalled and he was leaning over his engine lifting up the hatch to make repairs when the creature surfaced just feet away from him. It startled him, and as the large sea lion looking creature stared at him for several seconds before just basically sinking vertically back down again and didn't even ripple in the water. He just kind of popped up like a poop, said hello, and went back down. So the footage was later reviewed by a man named John Kirk, who is the president of the BC Scientific Cryptozoology Club. And he was also interviewed witnesses from that day. The tape has never been released to the public as the owner was weary of ridicule and didn't want a circus that would likely come with it. But some say he was just looking for a payout that never happened.
I think that is 100% true. And also, I mean, zoology, like it implies it's not
cryptozoology.
Well,
Yes.
sorry. Yes,
Zoology,
sorry, that's what I meant.
Legit.
Is a thing.
Yeah.
Animals are real.
Yeah.
But
Although who
if
knows? There's
it's-
a lot of animals we haven't even found yet. So
Yeah.
Or
knows
actually,
what's
that is
out
true because
there.
we're okay, but
always
they're
finding
in the
lakes.
realm. But they're in the realm of like already kind of established species
Mhm.
types, not like like a dinosaur.
Fair, like
type.
a brand new, like never seen
Yeah.
before. So Kirk confirms that what he saw on the tape also aligns with the description of a giant long-necked seal. But the tape remains a holy grail for the Ontario cryptid hunters.
I'm
So
are we
wondering
gonna
now.
see it?
And I have the footage.
and for an exclusive Coast Files episode. But just to go back for a quick minute, because there was two little things to show as well. In 1903, a group of people near Beaverton, which is where Beaverton Bessie comes from, reported a creature thicker than a telephone pole and at least 40 feet long in the water. And in 1906, a group of swimmers fled the water when a serpent with a reddish mane or fringe on its neck was seen cruising towards them. And that is one of the outlier descriptions.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say
the-
like this does not make sense.
It doesn't go along with anything else. But the next outlier is this one, and it's a sighting by E.J. Delaney with a date unknown. No descript of whether or not this is a female or male. I don't know.
I believe it.
They described it as having 2 long antennae, 4 octopus-like arms, 3 pairs of
Okay.
legs, and a 6 gill appendages with feathers. This is obviously widely considered a possible hoax or hallucination by the cryptozoology
A possible
community and has a clear conflict with most other descriptions of Igopogo. But because I thought it would be fun, I had Gemini make it for us. So you
Okay,
can go to the
I
next
see.
photo.
Well, like that looks
Oh my
cool.
gosh, this looks like straight out of the dinosaurs documentary that Morgan Freeman.
Now
Oh,
the
there you go.
tentacles don't match at all. If you took away the tentacles, the rest of it
yeah, the rest of it
kinda
looks
can-
pretty like legit.
And
I hate AI, but, like, this looks cool, man.
things remind me of a oxalotl.
Oh yeah,
You know how they have
yes,
their-
yes, yeah.
He's definitely very like lizard iguana looking.
Yeah.
They basically mashed a lizard with an axolotl and an octopus together.
Wait a
Yes,
second.
is
You
that-
said 3 legs.
gave it
I'm
antennae.
counting
Um,
5 legs.
Oh, you know what? Sometimes Gemini doesn't get it right. 3 pairs of legs. So
That's
1,
6.
2, 1, 2. There's 3 on one side and 2 on the other, and then there's also
Well,
tentacles.
one
tail
could be
thing.
kind of hidden, but it is
Yeah.
AI, so you know.
Yeah, it doesn't get everything right. So clearly monster fever can happen, and that's probably what happened here. But Vadim and I, about 2 years ago, went to Barrie randomly for a night, and I actually remembered a cool video that I have. And Barrie really leaned into like the legend there, and they have this really cool large steel sculpture. There's an area called the Spirit Catcher site. So there's also another large steel sculpture there representing indigenous oral traditions of the Pacific Northwest of a thunderbird. And then there is, if you go to the video, this is what represents Igopogo. And it's cool because both of these sculptures move in the wind. So that was kind of like the
Oh
wind.
wow.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So it looks more serpent-like in this sculpture
Yeah.
than like,
or like even
mammal.
dragon sort of.
but it's so funny because I started reading about this and I was like, wait, I have a photo of this.
And it very much looks like actually it looks kind of like an ancient like Chinese dragon type thing you can see, and it's very slowly spinning. It's
Yeah.
very cool.
It was really
the lake
windy
looks
that
beautiful
day.
too.
It was so cold. This was like September, early September that we went, and it was so freaking cold that week that we went. Yeah, we had to like buy extra
Wow.
jackets at a thrift store when we were there.
That's so cool. You
that-
took this
that's
though
cold.
and didn't even realize that this
Didn't
was
even
going to
realize.
be
I
an
know.
episode.
Yeah.
Kismet.
Yeah.
That's freaking
awesome.
cool, man. This also reminds me of the Point Pleasant. Is it in Virginia where the Mothman sightings happened, and there's like a Mothman festival, and there's
Oh.
a sculpture, and the Mothman has a big juicy ass
Mm.
apparently. And there's also a
Nice.
pancake eating contest. That's
Oh.
the main draw.
So we
So,
should enter
girls
that.
trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll lose,
Just for
but
the
like
pancake. I
as
think
long
Lindsay
as
and
I could
could
say I
do it.
tried.
Yeah, I actually,
Carbs, I will
as a
hiccup
child,
and-
ate so many pancakes. My
Yeah.
mom would have to make me like 10 for breakfast.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they
And
weren't
Lindsay's
huge,
like the tiniest of all of us,
obviously.
but
Yeah.
Now I usually go for 3 pancakes.
Yeah, 3. I
Can-
always
three
regret it.
giant
I never
happens
changed.
pancakes.
they are the size of Shaq, but
Yes, full pan.
Dinner plate, but still.
yeah,
I also love French toast. To be fair, like I would
you do.
probably devour French toast.
Well, maybe
I
we'll find
still
a
have
French
pictures
toast competition.
of my Batman French toast that you made for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it French toast I made or a
Yeah,
pancake?
no, it's a French toast, and you cut it
Oh,
out.
I used my
with
cutter.
your Batman cutter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Feel free
Yeah,
to drop that
that's so
photo, and
cute.
I'll add that into the
Okay.
Instagram post
Sounds
because I
good.
also need to see this.
Well, when you guys come visit me next, I'll make sure I
Mhm.
make you French toast
Woo.
or
Hell
pancake
yeah.
or both, whatever you want. Just come.
All of it.
I'll make it. Just get here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Igopogo.
Okay.
And next, we're going to get into some more eerie experiences on Lake Simcoe, and that is UFOs.
Whoa.
For
Ooh, of
some
course,
reason,
aliens.
which I get into a little bit later, Lake Simcoe is a hotspot for this type of activity.
Really? I've never
yeah.
heard of this at all, ever.
Ufologists actually refer to this area around Lake Simcoe as the golden horseshoe of activity for the number of sightings that there are there.
God.
Something about
way.
population size increases the amount of eyes that are in the air, and it's just
It's a science. Yes.
It's a math. So
Chemistry occurs.
we're gonna go back to 1964 again. While Beaverton Bessie seemed to be taking a rest, 3 boys, Robert Powell, Dean Kelly, and Glenn Osborne, were camping in a backyard in Barrie, and they became known as the Backyard Trio. At approximately 11 p.m., the boys saw what they described as a saucer-shaped craft in the air, hovering silently, and it had an eerie light pulsing rhythmically, almost as if it was at an intentional rate. And about 30 minutes later, 3 more objects appeared. They were brighter than the first, but followed the exact same trajectory in the sky as the first. The Barrie Examiner interviewed the 3 young boys, and this led to a summer-long UFO fever in the town and the surrounding areas, and thus began Lake Simcoe's UFO reputation.
Barry sounds cool.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of actually similar to when in Lake Michigan when I covered some
Yes,
UFO things. It's like they
Mhm.
followed
a
each
lot.
other, like
Yeah.
and they're pulsing and stuff
So
like that.
I knew
Sounds
that you
very
had covered
similar.
one, and I had to check Airtable 17 times to make sure that no one A had these on their list and B hadn't already covered it, because
I don't
was
have
like,
any
I'm
other
sure that
aliens
she
on my
did
list
Lake
that I know
Michigan,
of.
but
Yeah, but it's cool that that's still like in a lake situation.
yeah.
So
Well,
maybe
didn't you
aliens
talk
like
about
lakes?
it? Like, well, water seems to be like a focal
So
point.
I do get into that when I talk about the reasons why it's a hotspot. Is that one of them is because it's water, but yeah. So there were actually a lot of other UFO reports that year, but there was a really famous one too of a cop who reported something, but they weren't directly on Lake Simcoe. They were in the surrounding areas. So I wanted to save those maybe for a later date because guys, it's crazy.
Yes.
So another one is in March of 1978. It became a very chaotic month for Lake Simcoe or Simcoe County. And there were so many reports that came into local authorities and the CFF Borden, which is a nearby military base, that they had to issue a statement stating, "We're not inviting any UFO calls." And the Barrie police just flat out refused to take any reports because so many were
What?
coming in. So why did this start? Well, the next sighting is one of the most cited cases in Canadian UFO surveys. And on a dark March night, a man named Frank Stevens was driving just north of Barrie in an area called Guthrie. And he encountered what he called weird objects that were so bright and low, it forced him to pull over on the highway. Stevens described the objects as being the size of an average house. And it wasn't a distant light. It was a physical presence right there with him on the highway. He
Wow.
said it was completely round and glowed an orangish red color. and it crossed the highway about 200 feet or 28.2 shacks in the air, and it was about a half a mile away from his car. Stephen is adamant that it wasn't a plane because it was completely silent. He did not hear any noise from it, and it had no wings on it. As he said, it was round. He also stated that there was no exhaust, there was no trail, there was no
Oh,
nothing.
wow.
So this period is often cited as the peak of UFO hysteria. And because the police and military were refusing to take any reports, this created a local narrative of a cover-up that still persists to this day in Barrie. So,
Interesting.
Before we talk about the next ones, I wanted to give a little UFO background in general. So 2015 was a year of peak UFO sightings in Canada. There were 1,267 sites reported that year, just in Canada, and was the second largest year on record. And in 2016, there were 1,131 sightings. In Barrie alone, in 2015, there were 4 official reports, but Simcoe County saw 12 total cases.
Damn.
Then we have to consider, with those cases in Canada, what was explainable, so known objects, what had insufficient data, so too vague to be identified as either UFO or something else, or completely unknown, so a true UFO. So historically, 85 to 88% are eventually identified or classified as insufficient.
So they say.
That's quite a high percentage.
Yes,
Which
but,
I think makes sense. It means that like somewhere there is some truth, but
Yes.
the majority of people get carried away or whatever.
But that
Or
also
it's just
means
like,
that 12
you
to
know.
15% are classified as unknown. And if you
That's
think about that in numbers, that's 150 to 190 sightings in Canada that are unknown. They can't tell you where they're coming from.
Was that like when you said it was higher averages those years? Do you know what the other years were usually at?
I do get into another one.
Okay.
But we only started recording as of 1989. So
so we have a lot of data historical data
have.
we don't have.
Yeah.
It's just interesting when I think so many people report in the same location at the same time. Just like it definitely, like, people aren't making it up at that point. It's like there's no way that people could
No.
all be like coming together randomly and be like, we're gonna
But
pretend this
I also
happened.
do feel like there could be that whole, I want to say, like, it's mob mentality is not the right word, but where people kind of get caught up in like
the hype,
fever.
but remember
Yes,
from the
which is why they
Michigan
called
one,
it a
I
UFO
said
fever.
they were calling like from their homes and stuff in different like locations.
In your
So-
story, Lindsay, you had more like firsthand accounts, and so like how, I mean, I tend to believe that, and then so far Chantel just has, I mean, still, but like it's all individual. There's like, you know, different households doing the same thing, calling.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
curious.
hard for me to get a lot of more like, okay, but who else saw this? Okay, but where
Yeah.
else
Right.
was the scene? And some did have like some secondhand accounts, but it was mainly just like, oh yeah, like the police also interviewed XYZ. But then, like I said, it's like they had so many sightings that came in this one year that they were just
said,
like,
stop calling.
we're not taking any more information. And obviously
I
that
don't
was
know if I
before this
like that.
database was started as well with the surveys. So imagine if they had at least had that place to call too. That place probably would have had a crazy
and
amount.
then we think about all the number of people who don't report too. That's
Oh, yeah.
always
Well,
the
that's-
unknown of this is just reported. So
Yeah.
Because if I saw something crazy, I may tell you guys. Would I make an effort to report it? It would depend on a lot of factors.
Yeah. If
'Cause I
I
mean, 'cause
thought
again, you don't wanna-
it was a UFO, maybe I would, but I think a lot of people would feel
No one's
maybe
gonna believe me.
crazy or, you know, like, oh, they're just going to think I'm like being dumb.
Well,
that
did you
doesn't
guys
make
watch that thing on
sense.
Netflix about the UFOs and like that? I think they're trying to disprove this woman as not seeing them, but like it was that where she just totally got ostracized. Whether it's true or not, or whether somebody's having like a psychotic break, like
Yeah.
you get ostracized and like nobody wants to feel that way. So I'm
Yeah.
sure there are a lot of people who just don't bring it up at all.
Please drop that link though. I'm curious now.
Which one?
Yeah, sometimes you just need
The one
someone
you
to
just mentioned. The
come forward first, and it's like, yeah, like I was gonna say this, but
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'll find that again I was watching it on
please.
Netflix. Okay, so where was I? Oh, so the heavyweight champion of the year of UFO sightings was 2012. and it remains the highest year since the collection started in 1989.
What?
There were a total of 1,981 reports. That's a daily average of 5 sightings across Canada per day, and Ontario counted for over 40% of the sightings. And approximately 10 to 12 of these came out of Barrie itself. So if you include all of Simcoe County, though, that's Innisfil, Orillia, and Bradford, the total rises to 30.
Damn. Which, I mean, if you look
Okay.
up in the sky, you know,
Yeah.
obviously from a lot of different areas, you could see the same thing. So
Mhm. And like, if you go back to the map, I don't have any other photos, by the way, because there's
That's okay.
nothing for UFOs.
fine.
well,
So,
geez,
like,
what do you mean there's no photographic evidence?
You weren't there documenting, Chantel?
I know.
Show me those real historical documents of UFOs.
So you can see like all of these areas are just kind of right there anyways. Like there's Barrie, there's Innisfil.
And they're all around
Orillia
the
goes all the way
lake.
up to the top there. And then that's
Oh,
also
can we
another
go
little
back?
lake that kind of like Lake Simcoe bleeds into just above Orillia. I think there were also a lot of accounts up there too, but that wasn't like included in my Lake Simcoe data. So that brings us to a gas station near Kempenfelt Bay on May 19th, 2012.
You did it again.
Kempenfelt. A group of witnesses watched 2 bright orange amber orbs merge into one. They hovered for several minutes in the area, then split into 6 separate lights before disappearing behind the tree line.
What the fuck? Okay.
That's another
Oh
thing
my
that's similar, where they're together and they split
So
apart.
is it
Mhm.
solid mass or not? How can it be
Okay.
separate, merge, and then separate into more pieces than original? I'm
So,
concerned.
Okay, I'll get into this
Explain
in a second.
it.
Okay. This merging and splitting became regular behavior for sightings that were seen around Lake Simcoe. This is one of the first videos that really pops out of the 2012, so that's the link that I sent you.
What?
You can watch it.
Okay. I'm watching.
Hell is going on?
It's about a minute.
Oh crap, that's not gonna pick up anything. Another one.
Yeah,
See
yeah,
that?
there also.
The fuck is that?
It's not
Oh.
the best video, but you can listen to them.
It is down and down.
Yeah, that's just weird.
Okay.
They're orange.
Any sparks?
Huh?
Now they've changed the color.
Is it?
The hell you think that
they,
is?
They became white
Is that
now.
a Frenchman?
I
See.
don't.
No.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's very weird.
Any spark light something?
No, they're way up there.
You can see it though.
The airplanes just
No,
helicopters.
No, they are not helicopter.
Helicopter.
No, not helicopters, not airplanes. Not that color.
What
It's
the
orange.
heck?
I don't know what that is, man. I don't think Canada has that many helicopters.
Good to take some snaps.
It's not going to come out good, though. Yeah.
I'm trying
So-
to like move it to my other screen so I can get a better view. But
It's not that great. I mean, think of it. It's a
Yeah.
camera from 2012. It's probably like a cell phone from 2012.
But also, even now, if I take a photo of the moon, it's like I might as well just put the phone
Oh,
down and walk away.
my camera has a
Yeah.
million zoom. Like it's so good. Actually, I can take fantastic
well,
photos of the moon.
luckily we've got a lot of great shots from the moon now.
Yeah.
from
Yes.
The Artemis 2
Yes.
mission.
Yes.
we don't need to take
Topical.
pictures.
on this
Yeah.
video, really quick, it seems so genuine.
That's the thing, is that even though you can't see a lot, they sound so like, oh my God,
But
this
you
is
can
something.
see enough.
Mhm.
And if you were going to fake something, I think you would try to make it more like impactful
Yeah.
visually. But you can. I mean, I had mine really small. If I wasn't on the call with you guys, I would zoom in. I would be like right up on the screen. You can see it though. Again, it
can
reminds
see a
me
little-
of when
and
I
it's a little
film
bit.
stars. You see
Yeah.
like a little,
Yeah.
but it's the reaction of, well, really the main guy. He sounds very like, you know, maybe he's having a few drinks, but he's
Yeah.
like, this is kind of
This
crazy.
is weird. This is weird. Yeah. We'll cut the audio too so you can throw it in just the audio version just to hear them like themselves, like how
It seems very genuine.
Yes, they're very genuine about it in
Mhm.
the reaction. So that actually they must have been one of the sightings, and that there was a second sighting of it as well from that night. But rather than multiplying, the witnesses said that the objects appeared one by one until there were 6 bright orange orbs in the sky. So it also mentioned that they looked like they were gliding and seemed to almost power up and get brighter and brighter before disappearing behind the tree line.
Too enough. No, I said too enough. I meant to say too much. Enough.
Too enough.
Too enough.
Too enough. You guys get it, just too enough. Okay.
Nothing knows too much because Megan can't even form
Can't
words
talk.
anymore.
Too enough.
So these different sightings led to different assumptions of what could be happening. And since this happened over May 2-4 weekend, because that was a Saturday that year.
And
May
what is that
19,
for non-Canadians?
It's Victoria Day, is it?
It's Queen's birthday. We
Yes.
celebrate it
Yeah.
as a Commonwealth
And
nation.
here,
Memorial
it's
Day.
Memorial Day.
Right. Yes.
It's a Monday off in May, y'all. It's just we all get one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It's the law.
But the
And we always
Maritimers
call
call
it
it the May 2
May 2-4. Yeah.
Because you get a 2-4 beer,
Beer,
which is
yeah.
24 beer.
And you
Yeah, 'cause
and
long
they
weekend.
go and they open up
And-
their cottages, and
Yeah.
if you have a
Yeah,
cottage
so-
and you're rich,
And if you don't, you find a side of a river or a lake, and you're just like,
Yeah.
this is it. And
I
it's
know.
freezing, but
Maybe
you're like, no,
we'll
it's
know
summer,
someone
and
with a
you're
cottage again.
chilled, and there's snow.
one of us
but
will
no,
have a
it's
cottage.
summer.
one day.
We'll have a cottage. We'll have a
Hey,
shared
I
cottage.
have a cottage right
I'll
now.
have a
We'll
shack.
just tell our husbands, like,
shack.
okay, we're going to be at the cottage this weekend, so
Yeah.
we'll see you later.
Although we call it the bungalow, and it's kind of handmade by my opa. It's a relic.
yes.
And yes,
You can
listeners, you're
tell.
all invited.
You can
You're
tell
all
it's a
invited.
relic.
Yes.
I love it.
You
but
won't have
can tell.
reception.
What are you trying to say?
I almost died on your front porch, is what I'm trying to say.
We
Oh,
have
yeah,
a new deck
that's-
now. You won't fall
okay.
through it.
Great. Okay. It's
The
safe
stairs
now.
aren't
No,
falling
no.
off.
There's still no reception, though.
Still no reception.
Still
would
don't
have been
die by
scared,
either.
but I
Guys,
slept next to Chantel, so it
But
was
the amount of
fine.
DVDs that I have, like, you don't even understand.
You
Can we
don't
get the TV
need
to
internet.
not be black and white?
You don't need internet out there.
You don't need a phone connection when you're here. Yeah, we have Seinfeld in black and white.
We have
Watch
Seinfeld at home.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, since this happened over May 2-4 weekend, many people said that there were parties, there were weddings along the lake. It could have been lanterns being released into the sky, and the
Drones,
merging could have just
maybe.
been them moving in front of one another. But others think that the lights were moving against the wind. And other witnesses state that the pattern was a perfect geometrical formation that sustained for several minutes.
How would you know all of that, though? I can understand, like, intelligent movement versus that's a lantern. But, like, it was going against the wind. I'm like, calm down.
Yeah, sure. Also, I don't know what
Yeah.
wind all the way up there is like just because it's wind
Right.
blowing in my face down here. That's fine.
Right.
The pattern, sure, you would be able to tell a pattern though if you were like,
But
these
who?
look
Who,
like
Jim? Jim in the backyard?
Maybe.
It's not that I don't believe. I'm just a very skeptic
Yeah,
believer.
that's
like
fine.
with
That's
ghosts.
fine.
You have to
Others-
question because that
yes.
narrows down the legitimate sightings.
It does.
Let's
And it
just say
also
I'm
just
the
means that you
Scully.
don't think that the earth is flat. So
Yeah.
because you question.
Call me crazy.
Others stated that the lights were too bright to be simple candles in a lantern, that they were more like a flare without smoke with how bright that they were. So on that saying with like the whole lanterns going in front of one another, that's what I'm also wondering if maybe that's happening from certain vantage points when you're looking even at potential UFOs. Like, are they just going in front of one another so it looks like they're merging together? That's what I'm wondering.
So they're in formation versus like
but they're
actually
still
amalgamating.
making a decision to line up.
Yeah. Well, the intelligence is the part that's
Yeah.
weird. Lindsay, I just saw an orb on your screen.
Oh, really?
Near top of
Uh-oh.
your head. Again, could have been dust, like
Yeah.
with Chantel's
But
2
think
weeks
about
ago.
Oh, yeah,
like
that was good.
even in nature, like when birds migrate, they have a formation usually.
Mhm.
The V
Or
with
Lindsay, were those birds
Bees,
that look like they're like, you know how fish underwater in schools kind of move like as one, and there's birds like are they
Yes.
swallows?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think it happens
swallow-
a lot
yeah.
in nature.
Starlings
So-
do it too, don't they? I think in big groups.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I mean,
did
I don't
try
know
to
what
say
glows
swallows?
and does
Starlings.
it. So, but
Yeah. Now, what kind of animals an orange glowing globe?
Maybe it's just a bunch of eyes.
We're onto
Maybe
something,
it's
I
just
think.
lightning bugs. I don't know.
Fat lightning bugs.
Yeah.
Just get in line.
So researchers like Chris Rutowski, who runs the Canadian UFO Survey, think that the increase of sightings in 2012 may have been related to the Mayan calendar and this whole like end
So I
of
was
the
gonna
world
say I
doomsday
think
hype.
because
Well, they think that it just put more eyes in the sky. That's why they
Right.
think there might have been
Yeah.
more reports. Is that more people were seeing things? They were trying to make connections.
It was
they
a
were,
spooky
Yeah.
year.
It was.
You know?
I
We didn't
wasn't
know what
so
was gonna
scared
happen.
because we lived through 2000.
Yeah.
The computers didn't shut down, so I was
God.
like,
I didn't wake up and have $1 billion in my bank account the next day.
I hoped. Hey, where all
Hoped
my
and dreamed.
millennials at? How
Yeah.
are you? How are your knees?
Yeah.
How's your back?
Guys, I did 2 workouts the last 2 days and like I can barely sit down. Like it hurts to move. Every time that I was having to go from my chair to walk to get another client today, I was like, this
Oh.
sucks.
Is
And
that-
I'm like walking like Frankenstein because I'm so stiff.
see, we
The
can't
workout was
win
really
because
good,
if we
but-
don't work out, we're sore and tired.
Stiff.
If we
I
work
know.
out, we're sore and
Yeah,
tired.
just
So
in a
we
different
just-
way. Yeah,
Yeah.
my buns are on fire and my thighs hate me.
leg day. I love leg day. I think
Yes.
women normally have a
2 days
stronger
later, you
lower
hate
half.
leg day though.
Yeah. I remember at my last job, we had main stairs going down to the main floor, and after doing leg day, I would hold on to the railing, and my
Oh.
legs would shake the whole way.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "It's all fine."
I
but
knew
it's
it was going to be a
danger.
really bad one, as in like good bad, because
Yes.
immediately after the workout, I had to go down my stairs to go and meet Vadim to go for a walk. And that I was like, I'm going to fall down these stairs. Like,
You got a ton of stairs too, and there's no
Yeah.
landing. It's like straight up.
Yeah. So that, anyways, my knees, yes, crack. So, in 2016, there were other reports of strange lights in the sky. Around March 24th, just hours before a massive ice storm that caused a 12-hour power outage across Barrie, multiple witnesses reported a cylindrical UFO with flashing turquoise, blue, and red lights that were flashing in what appeared to be a sequence. I kind of imagine it would be like one on, one on, one on. That's what I'm imagining in my head. Like, you know,
I was
on,
thinking
off,
like
next
Christmas
on.
lights.
Yeah.
Turquoise is
Oh,
kind of
pretty.
like it's greenish.
Well, the
Mhm.
turquoise and red, that's a very cool color combo.
Yeah, it was kind of a
Mhm.
weird color combo that they
Never really
had
heard
with
that
this
because
one.
you
Yeah.
have been saying orange and amber
Yeah.
and red or reddish or what have you, but turquoise, that's a very it's normally like warm colors. I think
Yeah.
people have seen.
So it appeared to be moving slowly over the lake and disappearing into the oncoming storm before it went out of sight completely.
That's ominous.
Very.
And then the giant storm happened. So obviously there's all these people who are like, did it cause the storm? Was it surveying because it knew a storm
It
was
went
coming?
into
like,
the storm, so it
yeah.
didn't cause it, but it was kind of like, hey, what's that?
But like most of these other sightings, the craft that they saw was completely silent.
I hate that part.
Yeah.
So in June, of the same year, 2016, a white light was seen 2 nights in a row. Witnesses described it as wobbling or vibrating as it flew in a straight path. So I imagine kind of like, sometimes you see UFO footage and it's kind of like going like that.
Okay. So someone was driving under the influence.
Yeah, exactly. They were drunk, which apparently is a common characteristic in ufology known as unstable propulsion.
I guess
Stick
if
with
you're
the
somewhere
newbie.
new, you might not
Yeah.
know how to drive.
How our
there.
gravity works completely.
Or maybe this is where
Yeah.
the teenage aliens come to learn,
Oh,
to drive.
I get it. It's like a safe
Mm.
planet to go learn to drive
and
on.
they're like, okay,
It's-
blinker,
yeah.
blinker,
Not always a
blinker.
safe planet, but
Yeah. No,
Sorry,
to
I
learn
was
to
having-
drive on. There's less UFOs here.
right,
That's
right,
why.
right.
Yeah.
They're all at other planets.
Yes,
for sure.
yeah.
I was having flashbacks to my dad teaching me how to drive a stick shift.
Oh,
Oh.
just having my dad be in the car with me for driving.
It's too
In
much.
general,
I
it's
can't.
just-
I learned with my mom and it was perfect because she just
Yeah.
would sit there. She would sit on her hands so that way she wouldn't try to grab anything.
Yes.
She'd just be like, yep, blinker.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted
yep,
to learn
go.
with my mom,
Mhm.
but to be fair, my
don't
dad
hit
was
the collar.
probably the better teacher because he was like teaching me stuff like, okay, when it's like snowy, he's like, here's how you go into the corner when there's like ice.
Oh.
That's
He was teaching me
smart.
those type of things.
That's
yeah.
smart.
My
My
mom as
dad is
kids
so
taught
good
us how
at
to
so
do
many things.
donuts.
Oh, wow.
In the parking lot.
That's so.
I didn't get any
that's so Yvonne
tricks. I was
coded.
just like, yeah, if you fishtail, here's how you recover, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
See, that's actually very helpful.
that is. Especially in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, especially if you're
Yes.
driving in Canada, you need
And
to know
driving
these
your
skills.
wagon that you had.
Yeah, and Nova Scotia has a lot of hills.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Chicago, I realize how flat it is when I go visit, because when I walk anywhere, I'm like, oh, right, hills.
I'm never going to forget that one hill, and I can't even tell you, but you know where, like, is it McDonald Bridge? There's like, it's kind of industrial, and then very soon you're right downtown, and there's one main hill that kind of goes up towards like, like the entrance to the bridge, and I mean, it's not 90 degrees, but
Right.
like it feels like it. If you were to drop something at the top, it's gone. Like you'll never find it again.
Portugal was awful for that.
I heard that
It's
actually.
all hills. And like the second place that we were staying at, to get to the grocery store, I had to walk uphill the entire way and then up
Both
like
ways,
stairs
right?
and then up. Yeah, somehow it was still uphill to get back home. It was weird. It was I got a good workout in there every day.
Yeah.
Just even, oh my God, the stairs
We
to our
love that.
first place. Holy crap.
You could bounce a quarter off those buns.
Once
but
we
you were
got
very
this,
depressed.
once we got the suitcase up the stairs, I was like, I'm never leaving. Like we live here now forever.
Zip line.
Yeah.
Zip line down. I'm never
Because they don't believe in elevators. They also don't believe in screens in their windows. So I was being mauled by mosquitoes in November.
All right. Screens need to happen. When we were looking for our newest place, an elevator was really big must-have.
Yeah, with strollers and kids. And
I don't know if we could do the not elevator. I mean, if we had a house, that'd be different because you can just roll up into it or whatever. But no, we need an elevator.
We're
That's
going on
gonna
like
be a
so
no
many
from me,
tangents
dog.
today.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
think we haven't had-
So
yeah, I don't
bring it
know.
back.
It's
Back
okay.
to
I mean,
2016.
I'm having a great time.
Me too. In September of 2016, Innisfil had sightings of 7 orange lights flying in perfectly straight line across the sky. They were described like fireballs, and they moved in perfect coordination, never changing the distance in between them.
No.
So that was weird. Now, if you Google UFO Barrie or Lake Simcoe, there is actually a crap ton of things that come up. Videos, new ones, old ones. But obviously now with AI, drones, it's more difficult to kind of sift through them. But some of the older ones that you find, you're like, okay. Like
if they never moved formation, I wonder if it was one thing though and just had
maybe.
multiple lights.
Oh, that's fair.
That's scarier.
Huh.
Yeah.
Didn't think
I'm not making it any better. I'm just
No.
just trying
I'm
to
not here to
explain-
comfort you.
how they were always in formation.
That's good thinking, Lindsay. That's why we have you on the team.
Yeah, to terrify us.
Yeah.
More.
So, why is Lake Simcoe thought to be a hotspot? Since the military base that I spoke about earlier is so close, skeptics often claim that these are experimental flares or aircrafts. However, the base has historically denied ever having anything in the air during the most famous sightings.
But they would, wouldn't they?
But they would.
Yeah.
So I don't
Means nothing. Means nothing.
But it could mean that it's something, a UFO that they have that we just don't know what it is. Because UFO just means unidentified flying object. It doesn't mean
I
space.
kind of hate that it's now like it's synonymous with aliens when it's not. It literally means unidentified. It says
object.
yeah.
We don't know where it came. It could come from China. I don't know. Because that's where most things would come from, right? So
Could come from overseas.
many ufologists like Chris Rutkowski that I mentioned
There you
earlier note that UFOs are frequently spotted over large bodies of fresh water. And probably like with Lindsay's, there's, theories that they're using the water for refueling or to potentially mask underwater bases, which are also known as unidentified submerged objects. So
Also no hard pass from that.
there have been various amateur studies suggesting that the geology around this lake causes magnetic thin spots, potentially making it easier for unidentified things to appear. So there is a significant magnetic anomaly apparently that extends through the bedrock under southern Ontario and meets near Lake Ontario and Lake Simcoe. And local ufologists actually speculate that these magnetic faults act as a beacon or energy source for these crafts. So could this be real? Could this be a military cover-up that is occurring? Could Igopogo be a pet that was flushed down the toilet like a goldfish that was no longer wanted by its family and it now lives in Lake Simcoe? Could there be an unidentified submerged object or a base that is calling these UFOs here? Could there be a lake biodrone that is wreaking havoc on its towns and keeping the lore alive? Maybe we'll never know. But either way, it's kind of creepy and kind of cool. And that is my Lake Simcoe episode.
You described it perfectly. Creepy and cool.
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry. Try and get my heater
But also
closer.
just like upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, honestly, I was inundated with videos when I was trying to even find that one from the 2012, because everything I was reading was like, there's a video by this person from 2012. There's a video. And I'm like, I can't find it because every
Yeah.
time I look
Like,
up
show
UFO
me.
Barry, it's like,
I know. And maybe there's some that have like really solid footage, or maybe
And
they somehow
you-
find some way to hide it.
maybe. Well, you also probably, yes. The government would take care of that. But also,
Yeah,
if you go
that's-
on Reddit, you can look up that, and like there's people all the time just being like, hey, I saw this. Like, what do you think it is? Or hey, I saw this. What do you think it is?
But there's a
Obviously,
whole-
once
yeah.
drones were also created, there was probably a lot
Different
of
story.
instances of more and more people having sightings as well, which I'm also wondering if that's what caused that increase around 2015, 2016. Maybe even
I also
2012.
hate-
When were drones first created?
Well, I mean,
For,
so
like,
obviously they've
regular
been around for a long
use?
time, but now
Yeah.
they're very small, very fast, very like they're way more advanced. I hate how the U.S. government pretty much said like, "Yep, UFOs are real," and
Yeah.
there's just so much going on that we're
It
like,
was
"We
COVID,
can't
and we're
even
like,
deal
we
with that."
can't.
Yeah, I can't even
Right.
absorb this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
the
it's also
hobbyist
like we know that
adoption
already.
started 2010s.
Oh,
Yeah, like we already knew that.
We know there
We
are
don't care.
unidentified objects.
Tell us
but-
about the Epstein
so-
files.
Yeah.
There are so many videos talking about UFOs, and a lot of them are on like legitimate news channels showing the video. Well, this is my rabbit hole, so
There you go. I'll find that
That's
video.
cool.
And
I
I'll
did
send
not
it to you guys,
know
too.
a lake so close to Toronto was a hot spot.
I know.
I
And
had
it's-
never heard of this.
It's.
I know of Barry. That's about it. And I didn't know anything about Lake Simcoe.
I also knew of Barry. I did know that it had all this like lore.
Apparently,
and now
Quebec also has a big hotspot for UFOs as well.
I've been meaning to go to Montreal or Quebec City for a long time. Hopefully,
Yes,
one of
I
those
want to go
spots are the
soon.
ones.
Eric was actually he wanted to take me for my birthday, but I'm like, my birthday is in January.
Yeah,
Our
you
birthdays
don't wanna go
suck.
there.
We don't want to go there. in
However, unless you're
January.
doing like
Oh,
cozy
those-
cabin
yes.
chalet.
They have those really cool cabins. They even have the ones where
That's
you can
true.
go and there's like the wolf cabins or whatever, where you'll most likely have like wolves come
Oh,
around you and
I've
everything.
seen those online and they look
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
like
And you're
the
just
wolves
like
are
sitting in your
outside.
protective glass cabin. That's probably
Well, now
looks
he's having a guy's trip to go to Montreal next month.
Well,
so
how
I'm
did you
like,
get disinvited from your own birthday trip?
well, I was like, let's save because we went to London.
Fair. He's like, hey, cool, but I'm gonna go to
But
Montreal.
I'm still going to Montreal. And to be
Yeah.
fair, I've
Okay.
been to Montreal, and he's
girls
not.
girls trip again.
have a girls trip.
Damien texted me to say that my my tacos are getting cold.
Oh, okay.
You
I
have
mean, we did
taco-
go
okay,
over a
okay.
little over time. Oh yeah, tacos
will-
with Lindsay's margarita would have been perfect.
Yeah.
We need to get
We need
together.
to be together.
And then
Clearly.
Chantel can tell us more tales from Lake Simcoe and whatever creatures lurk beneath the water.
Love
Whenever you're listening, have a fantastic night. Thank you for helping us grow to this whatever new level this is. Things are looking cool. Things could be getting good. And if you made it this far, you're a real one. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. we
See you
love
next week.
We love
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.
I gotta hit stop.
Thank you for listening today. We loved having you. If you liked the episode, share with your friends, family, or anyone who would enjoy it. Also, take a moment to review our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Leaving us a like or comment really helps. If you'd like to buy us a coffee, please visit our coffee page at www.ko-fi.com/coastfiles. Email us at coastfilespod@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at coastfilespod, or visit our website at www.coastfiles.com. You can find the sources for today's episode on our website. See you next week with a new episode.